Oh, it's starting. Shh, shh, quiet. Here's my part. Woo! See, I glow. Twinkle, twinkle, little bot. I am Starscream and you're not.
Hey everybody, welcome to the commentary track for Predacons Rising, our epic Transformers Prime movie. I'm Therese Trujillo, the animation producer, and I'm going to have everybody here, and we've got quite a crowd, introduce themselves. So first to my right.
I'm David Hartman, the supervising director and art director.
I'm Will Friedle. I do the voice of Bumblebee.
Woohoo! Yay!
Bumblebee!
I'm Dwayne Capizzi. I'm the co-executive producer and head writer.
And I'm Steve Bloom, voice of Starscream and whatever everybody else doesn't want to do.
So welcome everybody. Who wants to go first? Dwayne, as our head writer of the entire series and now this movie. What brought you to this place of kind of getting our bot family together on Cybertron and getting us going with the new episodes here, the movie?
Well, gosh, there's so much to say. We had the opportunity to close out the epic saga that was Transformers Prime in 65 episodes, and yet still we just had this nagging feeling of, there were loose threads we wanted to wrap up. There were other stories we wanted to tell. We didn't get a chance to revisit Unicron, and the Galvatron saga is such an important part of Transformers lore. I guess appending this movie, this epic movie, it's not really much of an appendix, was a way to sort of tackle all that. And at the same time, in large part, we wanted to sort of complete Bumblebee's story and sort of position Bumblebee back in the Transformers universe, which was always our intention from the beginning, to give him back his voice and sort of bring him to the forefront once again. And this was sort of our way of doing that.
Couldn't do that episode 4, could you?
Will is the voice of Bumblebee. To your point, Bumblebee gets his voice back in the very last episode of our entire
Yes.
3-season saga. And it took us a while to cast the role. And so you weren't actually able to record when our cast recorded the movie.
No, I wasn't.
So, but you solo act, but are you looking forward to kind of seeing how your character and your voice kind of works well with everyone else, as though you were there?
As though I were. I am, yeah. Again, it's one of those things where I'm, I was born in 1976, so when the original Transformers came out, I was 8. The original series was made for me, exactly. So, I grew up with all these characters, and they're all very important to me. So the idea of getting to be a member of the family, of the team, is something pretty incredible. And again, I didn't even know that I was going to be playing Bumblebee when the auditions came out. It was for a character I think called Blue Streak, or
I think you're right.
We tricked you.
You did. You tricked me, and I went in reading for Blue Streak, and I remember getting a call in the morning saying, "Okay, so you're going to be doing Transformers, and you haven't heard the coolest part. It's for Bumblebee." So even I didn't know what I was reading for at the time, which made it that much better. Just very cool, and now being knighted apparently.
From scout to warrior.
Exactly.
I was offended that you didn't come into the room to read with us. I took it personally. And I hadn't even met you yet. So.
I wasn't allowed in. I tried to get in, and there was no parking, and I wasn't allowed to come into the room.
We got the warning about you ahead of time. So.
It's from Kevin. It's from Kevin Michael Richardson.
Yeah.
He warns everybody about me.
Very clear about that. Yeah.
You sound great. I couldn't really hear you properly that day. If I remember, I had like 102 fever that day.
You were.
That's right.
You were fluish and all that kind, which is frankly just makes my performance better when everyone else in the room is sick. So I was excited when I heard that.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Dwayne's just like, why is he quacking all the time? All of you quack.
But it was very cool. Would love to have recorded with everybody just because you guys are so amazing, and I think one of the best ensemble casts in animation in a while. So it would have been very cool to be in the room, but at least seeing it on screen will be nice.
And here we are now, at least. I'm a little flustered. I don't know about you.
And here is our ensemble. They've been through a lot, obviously, if you've seen the previous 65 episodes. And this is, one thing that's interesting is we decided to just go for it and do a Cybertron adventure and sort of leave Earth behind. It was sort of a deliberate choice. And, some think a brave choice, but, I think a lot of people are nervous about not having the human element in. But I think having been through these adventures in this epic saga, the Autobots and Decepticons have proven that they stand on their own as fully fleshed out characters. We've grown really close to all of them.
Yeah, and we knew we were kind of getting to the end here to wrap this up. So I think getting some time to even explore Cybertron was something we all wanted to do. It was to see Cybertron in this world we created.
Hey, Dave, for Cybertron, I mean, most of our series was on Earth. So when it got into the design and the visual aspect of this movie, how did you and your design team approach creating all of what Cybertron is?
Well, luckily throughout the first 2 seasons, Vince Toyama, the background supervisor, we had a lot of either flashbacks, we had Jack visiting, so we were able to take that world. But in those particular cases, Cybertron was destroyed. It was the old, so we had to take a lot of those elements and start really cleaning them up. We always planned that they were destroyed, but now we had to do a cleaner version. So just going through the script, we had to break down our key areas that we're going to do and spend the most time there, like the Well of All Sparks and this plaza area where he's basically being turned into a warrior. And luckily, like this, we got to show them actually doing some construction, which allowed us to still have some partially destroyed stuff.
I love the distinction that the Omega Lock and the cyber forming, at the end of the series, that they were able to pump this life force into the well, into the heart of Cybertron, sort of making the planet able to thrive, but yet this idea that it still needs to be rebuilt. It's not just a magic bullet that's going to sprout buildings from the ground like plants.
Yeah, and they only had a limited amount left that they had on the Nemesis, right? Because it was the sent in.
Exactly. They were like,
version.
one shot. We got to make this work.
Is it too late to order a spa for Starscream? Since they're building anyway.
That's his nightclub right
I need
there.
a facial like nobody's business.
Yeah, I don't know. I picture you and Knockout sort of shoving each other out of the way to see who gets into the oil baths first. Right? And speaking of, the great Darren Norris is Knockout. In case you were wondering, yes, they imprisoned him after the end of the last episode.
The character, not the actor.
He should be.
Right.
Darren Norris is serving time.
Yeah,
Too
Darren
funny.
wasn't in prison.
Too damn funny on set.
Though he deserves it.
I love that Bumblebee kind of tempts him here with the buffering as well. That's how you get to him.
You know what?
Nice.
Know thy enemy.
That's amazing.
And this is where Knockout gives him the first clue. And what we were trying to do is show Bumblebee not quite, ready to take the reins of leadership, but sort of put him to the test and see how he sort of steps up in this crisis situation where Optimus is away from home, and he sort of, in his own way, sort of fills that vacuum. Again, not ready to replace Optimus per se, but certainly part of his formative experience.
Here's our first look at the Predacons. Besides Predaking, isn't that right, Dwayne?
That's
first,
right.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And Steve, I think you're.
Am I one of those guys?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
you
nice.
are.
Nice. I haven't seen anything.
I'm sure you are.
Oh, wow. Great.
Yes, it's Skylynx and Darksteel. And I'll give you $10 right now if you can remember which one you did.
Darksteel.
That was a guess.
Yeah. That's because you told me outside, and you told me outside, B, I needed the money.
And this is again, hats off to Polygon, our Japanese partner, for just the pulling this off.
Wow.
The amazing animation, and especially on these Predacons.
Yeah, I love this fight scene. In these Predacons, there's so many parts. I mean, we have so many parts in the bots turning into vehicles, but with the vehicles, you kind of know what they're turning into. But in this, we actually had the challenge of taking a bot turning into a fantasy character, and how are those parts going to translate? There's a lot more room for interpretation.
I want that action figure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow.
I want to take it out of the box and play with it, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll buy 2.
I know. Again, I know. You hear that's the difference when you sit with people in the business. You hear take it out of the box. It's like, oh, what are you thinking? It's a toy. You don't play with it.
You hear that, kids? Buy 2.
Now, what I want to know is when you play with the toy, like your own toy, do you use a different voice or the voice you used, or do you have a different?
It depends. Yeah, the coolest thing is when you're a couple characters at a time, and you can actually go to a toy store and you're playing with both characters that are both you, and you're pressing the button and they're talking back and forth. That's kind of the cool thing.
All right, this is cool. This is a great bit where Smokescreen saves Ultra Magnus with the use of the phase shifter here. Here it comes.
Wait for it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And Smokescreen, voiced by the great Nolan North, obviously has come a long way from the sort of arrogant newbie to, sort of living out what Bulkhead basically told him earlier when they first met, that it's not as easy as it looks. They've all sort of been scarred by the battles and the war, and I think we have a new Smokescreen here. And here's Ratchet back from Earth because they need their medic. Sort of a bittersweet moment.
Jeff Combs, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Optimus.
Amazing. Jeff Combs.
I love this cast.
Bumblebee with his new coat of paint. We thought it was a very simple solution to sort of goose him and give him a new look, and it was born out of the original 4-part saga in season 3, where they were all sort of on the run, and it was born out of the need to camouflage himself. But we think it looks every bit as awesome as the original, and even a little bit badder because. With the black being prominent.
Yeah, and he's no longer a scout; he's a warrior.
There you go.
Heck yeah.
Now they're off looking for the Allspark itself, which they realize is contained in a container. And again, there's I think we did a pretty good job of sort of burying these leads, as it were, where the series is over and we never really dealt with the Allspark head on, and then just when it seemed like we've done it all, we sort of pulled it out for our last volley here, this epic, where we deal with the Allspark itself. I really like the way we played this out. The notion that the planet Cybertron can sustain life, but they still need to return the Allspark to it in order to create future life.
That's heavy. That's like soul talk, man. I love that element, though. I actually really like that element in the story.
It's soulful.
It took it to a spiritual place. It was kind of cool.
And now these guys are trying to figure out if the Predacons they're dealing with are the real McCoy, if they're more clones. I like the way this sort of mystery is playing out here. Mm-hmm. And and I think I could spoil a few things because if you're at home listening to this commentary, I'm going to assume you've already watched the movie through once, at least. But I think we played with this notion of possible potential alliances for the Autobots from the Decepticon side, and Decepticons possibly crossing over, vice versa. Would they betray their original roots? And we did it somewhat with Skyquake, and then there was Dreadwing, and I thought we had a really interesting turn pattern with that character where, ultimately he rejected the Decepticons, but, he swore that still didn't mean he would, ever respect the Autobot cause. And I think we did a variation on that here with Predaking, which I think is really interesting. And sort of as the movie goes on here, you'll see Predaking becomes the ally that Dreadwing, wouldn't allow himself to become. So thematic unity.
You just ruined the whole ending of the movie for me. I only read my part, so I didn't know what was going on.
And here's where I like this scene because Bumblebee is sort of proving that he's not just the stoic leader who's learned from experience that Optimus has, but he sort of, he uses some psychology here. He's got a few clever tricks up his sleeve. I like the way he sort of tricks Predaking into sort of backing down with the threat of the immobilizer, which in a moment we find out it really isn't. Yes, I've ruined that too.
Oh, man!
Man,
I haven't seen it.
you mean
either.
it really is not the immobilizer?
Peter's performance as Predaking was amazing, too.
Peter Mensa.
Peter Mensa.
Yeah.
Such an interesting take.
I don't think he's ever done any voiceover before. I think he was really thrilled to be part of the cast.
Yeah, I think we offended him a lot at first. He looked very uneasy when he first came into the room. We didn't hold back much. He settled right in. I saw him laughing a couple times. He was just in fear.
You guys are a tough room. It's hard to come in on episode,
I know. But he could kill
2
all of
years
us
later.
with his finger. I mean, the guy is a lethal weapon. He had nothing to worry about.
Oh, here's our guy.
I have returned, partner.
How do you go to that voice, Steve? It's obviously not your natural voice, and we did not treat Starscream's voice as sometimes in sci-fi and action adventure characters like this, their voices will get modulated electronically, but that's you, all pure you up there.
All me, baby, all natural. That's the first thing that came to my mind when I saw the model for him. It's just the first voice that came to my mind.
Wow.
I couldn't do Chris Latta. He was like 3 octaves above me and legendary. But
Himself, Predaking. Be careful, you clumsy brutes.
And this is where you're talking to yourself, aren't you? Here?
I believe
there.
so. I do that a lot anyway. That's not even acting for me.
What am I doing? I'm attacking me.
Ow! Don't hurt me! Ow! Stop hurting yourself. Stop hurting yourself.
Yeah, once again, Starscream displaying his cruel streak. He's cruel to others one moment, and then everybody's whipping boy the next. So
Yes.
It's so much fun about the character.
We have no need to fear them. Perhaps Skylinks. But we must not underestimate them either. Their treacherous scout was able to fell the mighty Megatron. Rest.
I so want to redub this whole thing right now.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm holding back. I'm holding back. Shockwave.
David Soboleff actually looks like Shockwave. He's built
One
like
eye,
that.
one giant.
Yeah.
One giant robotic eye.
Yeah.
He would tell you that he has one giant robot.
Yes.
You do realize you're going to be getting a phone call from him, Therese. This is his commentary. Therese, David Soboleff, I was just wondering, do I really?
Well, talk about a crazy natural speaking voice, too. He
Yeah.
really rumbles like that.
He does. He's a rumbler.
He vibrates when he walks through the room.
I was so happy when the Citadel, when I read that was back in there, because we built this giant set of this castle. And then I think, what was it, Dwayne? By episode 4, you destroyed it.
Well,
So I was,
I didn't personally, but
no, not personally, but I was happy to bring it back. Or find a way to make it work.
The crazy thing about those sets is they're actually built to scale.
Yeah.
When we designed them, they could get built. We create it with the specs that makes it 2 miles high or whatever it
Right,
was.
yeah.
Craziness.
Jeez. I smell theme park. Let's do it.
It's a lot of render time.
Yeah.
Optimus looks so cool flying through space in this.
Amazing.
So
Yeah,
determined.
the storm. this plasma storm. It's really cool.
So with this kind of animation, how long does one episode take from beginning to end?
From beginning to end, like from script all the way to final picture?
Yeah, what the heck?
Takes about a year.
A year, okay.
Yeah. It's about 6 months on the animation side and about 6 months on the storyboarding,
Okay.
cast record side of things.
And then post just gets kind of pushed in there.
Yeah,
It's mashed in there.
exactly.
Yeah. Is
But
that a
all-
moon?
That's no moon.
Dave, you work really closely with the composer on on the movie and on the series that we did. What kind of notes and what kind of thematic music did you really call for this movie to make it even more epic and Cybertronian?
Well, I mean, really, to me, it's usually make this cool. You know,
Good note. Good note.
Yeah. By this time, we've got our rhythm. Brian Tyler's created just awesome themes for the series, which is so important. And from the very beginning, we always wanted those classic themes that you can relate to a specific property. But in this one in particular, because now we got this Megatron 2.0, as we were calling them, the Unicron Megatron mix, we did want to push his theme a little bit. So it's, if you listen, it is Megatron's kind of recurring theme, but with a different arrangement of instruments and a slightly, if you can, darker sound to him.
So you took the piccolos out.
Poor,
Nice.
yeah.
Less theremin.
Yeah. All the piccolos are outside the building, striking right now. Yeah, I really love the music for this series. This cinematic epic feel is just amazing. You don't hear it that often in cartoons anymore.
So
I actually listen to the soundtrack at home.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do. I know.
yeah, I do too.
I do.
I listen to it when I'm driving really fast on the freeway.
Nice. This doesn't happen much.
I was going to say, yeah, which out here is never.
Yeah. Whenever I pull in for gas, the heroic theme comes on. It's like, oh, dun, 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 dun.
because you made it to the pump without running out of gas.
Yeah.
Here's a shout out to John Noble
Yeah.
of Fringe and Lord of the Rings, and he reprised his role as Unicron for us, and such a nice man, and really just a great presence, great sort of Shakespearean presence with his voice, and yeah, he was a pleasure to work with.
Something else here with Megatron, this 2.0 with these kind of dark energon weapons. I gotta say, just again, Polygon, their effects team has done some of the greatest, like, organic, natural-looking effects for CG animation on TV that I've seen. With smoke and explosions and liquid and all the things we're not supposed to do. They're really good at. Like, this stuff here just looks great.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
and there's Optimus with his 2.0 build, and that was sort of our other sort of the 5-year-old kid in us were going like, well, Optimus got his rebuild in the beginning of season 3, and so we felt that we had to build to a point where Megatron got his rebuild. So the notion of sort of killing off Megatron to have him reborn was really born in part out of just wanting to see yet another sort of ultimate rematch between the two. And time to give a shout out to our great lead character designer Jose Lopez and his team for sort of figuring out and envisioning not only Optimus 2.0 but a Megatron 2.0 that had to conceptually blend aspects of both Megatron and Unicron together. And anyway, I just think it's really cool.
And really, at this point, we've only seen Unicron in rock form.
Right.
So it's also got to be recognizable to our series.
I'm still waiting for Starscream 2.0. Just for the record.
I think also for us, with the storytelling of the series, we were always sort of treading this line from the very first episodes of sort of honoring the lore and the classic G1 storytelling, while at the same time, putting our own spin on things and always trying to play against expectations if you were familiar with the original stories. And, if you expect us to go right, we wanted to go left. Not just to be different, but, to sort of create a new viewing experience and give you satisfying twists and turns. So in a way, I think the finale of the 65 was about as traditional as it gets. It was sort of this organic. We took everybody to where, good defeated evil, and it was time to go home. And the bittersweet farewells, friends. It was beautiful. It was heartfelt, and it was just how it needed to end. This, I feel, is sort of back to our this is sort of like a dark fantasia on everything that happened before, because nothing happens in this movie, Predacons Rising, the way you would expect it. In a strange way. Sure, they defeat the ultimate evil, Unicron, but it's Megatron who winds up walking away, sort of reborn in his own way, and then circumstances sort of force Optimus to make the ultimate sacrifice. So
Did he ruin that for you, Will?
I tuned out because I don't want to know how it ends. That's just the way it is. No, now from a writing standpoint, though, do you think the story, a lot of it, you went a different route with it because it wasn't Earth? Like you were allowed to play a different way almost because you're on a different planet, almost like there's a different set of rules that can apply to everything?
Maybe subliminally. I think there's something to be said for that. Yeah. We're just sort of in a different place now, and different rules apply. Good and evil is sort of turned on its head, and sure.
Cool.
Yeah. I'll say that I thought it was actually really difficult being able to go in and out of this Megatron's head and going into Megatron's mind per se with the Unicron. I don't know, for me that was one of the biggest challenges of this thing, was making that moment work where you can go in and out and keep them straight, and we still have Frank Welker and John Noble's voice basically playing the same character going in and out, and I'm really happy with how it ended up working out here.
Frank Welker, I'm not familiar with him. Is he a voiceover actor? He's the voice of everything, am I right?
Yeah. He's a walking master class.
He is. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
He's not just part of Peter Cullen's entourage.
There's enough of us who are. That's fine. What a joy that was to see those guys working in the room together.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, I would love to have seen that. I just so wish I could have been there when you guys are recording.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's all right.
I shed some fanboy tears. I did.
How could
we
you
all
not?
did. We all did.
How could you not?
It was incredible, and they were so nice to everybody in the cast too, even the young kids who are now seasoned professionals and veterans.
Andy Pessoa,
Yeah.
and as Raph, and Tanya Gennady as Miko, and Josh Keaton, who's sort of not really a kid.
Yeah, he's old. Josh is old.
and a seasoned veteran already.
Yeah, I know.
And Somali.
Somali Montano, an amazing RC, just melded with that character.
His
and
career is exploding now.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. He's so great.
And Ratchet. Jeffrey comes as Ratchet, but Ratchet calling back to our sort of beginnings of good and evil and explaining the whole Primus Unicron thing.
Literally, there will never be another Ratchet for me.
Man.
He just nailed that.
It works perfectly, doesn't it?
So great. He's so great.
Or Starscream.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry to say.
Thank you, my lord.
I
Thank
have
you.
to agree.
This is some great looking stuff here.
Yeah, this poor Predaking is just driven to, amass his army, his people, quote unquote. Once again, he's sort of a tragic figure turned hero.
That's another spoiler he just did there.
Well, who watches a movie for the first time with the commentary on? That's all.
You'd be surprised.
Well, me today.
Or my parents because they don't know how to shut it off. That's the where's the button? Where's the button?
Here's Bumblebee getting a bit of his mojo back with Ratchet sort of getting him to brace up and take command.
So do you think Bumblebee getting his voice back was like a huge monkey off Ratchet's back?
Yeah. I thought some of those scenes with Ratchet and Bumblebee in the Operation Bumblebee two-parter were some of the most heartfelt and most beautiful
definitely.
And also unexpected. Again, just I thought what was great about that two-parter is that we sort of played it expecting that it was going to be all Bumblebee's emotional story, and then the Ratchet thing came out of left field, and it sort of shifts, and just the way the two emotional stories played off of each other, I think was really nice, and was a Jeff Klein favorite. In fact, Jeff, in his wisdom, looked at that and went, "We got to make this a two-parter." And of course, we're up against the schedule, and I'm like, "Really?" And then, and as always, I'm like, "No, it can't. It wasn't intended to be that way." And then he leaves me alone in a room for 10 minutes, and I'm like, "Okay, I've got it." So, that was great that Jeff pushed us that way because we were able to really sort of play it out and take our time with the way that story unfolded. And darn it, he was right. It just wasn't meant for one part.
You guys did that so well with so many of the characters in this. It gave the show such a sense of heart.
We like to think so. We like our heart, well earned. I like when you're not expecting it and you're like, oh wow, that really moved me.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are getting all deep and philosophical. I just love watching the transformations every single time. I'm mesmerized. Predacons transformations are just amazing to watch.
100 parts moving there.
I think Polygon told us, wasn't it something like 1,400 parts? It was something crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I know we've probably mentioned this before, but he was such a difficult transformation. They actually built paper origami versions.
Oh, you're kidding.
What?
And videotaped it to show us how he would actually transform, where they actually wanted to figure it out, make sure it works physically.
Wow.
Before they spend the time building all these models.
How do we get that action figure?
Get two.
Get two, right? One's folded flat, though, so it's really boring.
Exactly. Yeah. And hope it doesn't rain.
Didn't the supervising director suffer a very deep origami paper cut? Multiple paper cut.
Yeah. Nine stitches.
Wow. Occupational hazard.
It's like one solid action scene. It seems like most of the film is just action, which is great. But man, it must have taken forever.
A lot of choreography.
Yeah,
A lot of origami.
Yeah.
Origami.
Get another ream. Action scene coming up.
And here's where obliquely, hopefully, Megatron 2.0 / Unicron / Galvatron. Why do we decide not to name him Galvatron? I think it was just that. I think anybody who knows any of this, watching this, knows we're doing the Galvatron story. I think ultimately we did not want to confuse our audience with too many names. A younger audience, I should say. Yeah. Oh. I love where we took Starscream, if you don't mind me saying so, Steve. I've always said that the Starscream arcs in each of our seasons always gave me the chills, and this is no exception. I love the fact that we took him to a place where, after he was forced to go rogue and sort of be out on his own without any resources, he came back sort of a changed man and was now at peace with being second to Megatron, and learned to love and respect his leader, only to have to have Shockwave come in and introduce this element of sibling rivalry with him. And so I love the way that whole element played out.
It's so great. Yeah, David and I had a lot of fun playing that.
Oh, I didn't realize you were so strong, Starscream. Look at that.
Yes.
It's hollow.
I try not to flex on the outside.
It's hollow. Nice. Starscream always was just the ultimate survivor, though. I'll be who I have to be to make it to the next level.
Yep.
That was always cool.
And I love that it's not always elegant. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Neither is voiceover, so that's perfect.
And here it is, the big reunion, and he's shocked and yep.
Yeah, I love this whole part though. When he's like, we'll take back and create this army for you, Megatron. And he's like, I'm not here to take over this world. I'm here to destroy it. He's just like, what? I don't understand.
But we had a plan, and this was finally a good one.
Yeah, here it is.
I'm with Therese. The transformations never cease to amaze, and but also just the textures, getting in close to a face and just seeing, all the battle scars and the reflections. I never get tired of looking at that either. Just gives a real dimension of reality to this world and these characters.
Yeah. Well, even their acting. I mean, just the body language, like even there.
Right.
Like the body language, the faces. I mean,
I'm always amazed at the attention to detail with the use of light and shadow.
yes.
Where
Yeah.
it's like, man, that's all fake light.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing that? The shadow's perfect. I mean, none of that's there.
Yeah. But you still light it like a live action
It's amazing.
movie. You still have REM lights and fill lights and.
Craft services.
That's
Yeah,
what's always
definitely,
good.
definitely.
Animated craft services with the animated red vines, which are
Oh, yeah.
on every table.
A little chewy.
But the actors always want Energon frappes.
Nice. A Cyberchino, please.
Extra foam.
Here's another case where, knowing that this truly was our last story that we were going to tell in this iteration of Transformers Prime / Beast Hunters.
Is it our last story?
This three-parter, this movie.
Yes.
I mean, is it? Is it?
I don't know.
You have news for me?
No.
So something you'd like to tell us?
As good a time as any.
I just want more.
Yeah, I know.
I think we all want more.
But
Yes, I'm unemployed. Hire me.
But we wanted to make sure we got, as long as it served the story, make sure we got every possible battle and every possible configuration that we could. So, we knew it was important to make sure we motivated a Predacon versus Predacon battle, as well as a Predacon versus Unicron battle, and you get the idea. So, darn, we packed a lot into this.
How does that work, Dave? Like with all these different epic battles, bot versus bot, or Predacons versus Autobots, Decepticons, do you have your artists choreograph them differently? They all they're built differently. They have different kind of factions.
Well, every
and
character
personalities.
we've given, careful thought into what their fighting styles are. Smokescreen, if you watch, he comes out and he's very kind of by the book, doing almost kind of police-like moves, with wrist restraints and sweep kicks and things like that. But then as he goes, he learns with the team, he starts getting a little more of a bruiser and not really always man-to-man. He'll do a couple little sneaky things to take a bad guy down. So, and Wheeljack's great with the swords. And so every character has that. But then you go in with that choreography in mind and try to use everybody's strengths still make it work with the story, but at the same time, every time you do a fight scene, you just want to make the next one bigger and better. And
Are your zombies eating Shockwave?
they're pecking him. They have.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a. I think the intention was they were supposed to sort of cover over him so that it was, vague, so that we were going to keep his fate vague. But it sort of plays on screen like, they're tearing him apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty gnarly.
It was.
Yeah.
Yikes.
And so didn't
Sorry.
quite come off as. I'm just laughing inside at the tension in Dave's voice answering that question because he didn't really want to be talking about Smoke Dream's fighting style. He wanted to be talking about the zombies.
I know.
I know.
I was just thinking the same thing.
This is my favorite moment right here. Yeah, I just love seeing all these guys come up over the ridge. Just like, oh man,
Okay, that's pretty incredible.
I knew I had missed your moment there. Dave.
I'm just.
Talk to us about your creepy zombies.
Yeah, no, I just giggle every time I see this scene. This is great. We got, Megatron riding one of these things. It's just like, come on, that's a playset right there. I want to.
Yeah.
yeah, completely. Makes you wish there were cells still where you can just hang that
I
out.
know.
So we're joined by our executive producer, Jeff Klein. And as Jeff joins us in the room, Will Friedle had to take off. But he's still with us because he is Bumblebee, so we still have him on screen.
So what did I miss?
A lot of Steve Bloom.
I did a lot of stuff I wasn't supposed to do, and in fact, that's why Will left. It was because of me, so I apologize.
Anywhere on this track where there's a couple of seconds of nothing, that would be Steve Bloom doing something that we had to remove.
Yeah, I apologize.
So we're clear.
You're going to hear it on Twitter, though, guys.
So one thing that I've gotten asked a couple of times is sort of why 65 episodes seems like such a magic number. So I thought I would quickly explain that. One of the ideas when you're doing any series is to get to enough episodes so you can run it 5 days a week instead of just once a week in repeats and potentially internationally and in syndication. And 65 episodes breaks perfectly into 5 times 13, and 13 goes perfectly into 52 weeks 4 times. So you end up, each episode only repeats 4 times, and it's a perfect year-long stretch as opposed to other numbers. 40 is usable for syndication. It's 8 weeks of 5 episodes, but you end up getting some episodes that play 6 times a year, some that play 7 times a year. So 65 is just one of those magic numbers because it divides so easily.
So you're
into a
saying we
year.
upset the balance by doing 68?
Probably, yes. Although we always envisioned this as kind of its own movie, separate adventure on Cybertron. No humans, as you guys pointed out earlier. I'm sure this will become part of the package of episodes, but it was designed to live as its own movie.
Steve Bloom is doing the math in his head right
I was
now.
just going to say, I was going to ask you to start over because the numbers.
Did you hear that too? That was
Yeah.
that's what that noise was.
Wow. I'm going to need a reboot now.
Dwayne, was there anything that even at 68 episodes we didn't get a chance to do? Was there anything, even especially on Cybertron, because at one time we had talked about actually spending more time on Cybertron over the course of the 3 seasons. And it just, for all kinds of reasons, not the least of which is we couldn't necessarily build a whole lot of stuff on Cybertron. We never really got to spend as much time there as we intended. So is there anything that you really feel like, it would have been great if we could have blank?
I'm really satisfied with the way things turned out. I would rather have stopped here than go forward a number of seasons more and stretch things too thin. I sort of feel like, season 2 was sort of our big second act. It was our 2 towers. It was our Empire Strikes Back. And I thought season 3 was, very satisfying on a number of counts and wrapping up the whole story. So I like the shape of the whole saga as a piece. Sure, I think mostly there were other characters that we would have wanted to bring in and expanded our world a little bit more. We talked about having the Wreckers be more prominent in season 3 if it were going to be a 26 episode season. We weren't sure at one point whether or not that would be the case. And then when it was decided to do 13 episodes for that perfect 65, that was fine. And so a lot of our plans for bringing other Wreckers back had to go by the wayside. But there isn't much. I'm very satisfied with the way things played out.
Dave, is there anything on your end that you would have loved to have done visually that we just couldn't either pull off or couldn't get built in time? Or?
Zombies, I think.
I'd like to point out that we actually did quite a few zombies. And in fact, my memory is that we weren't even supposed to build all the zombies that we ended up ultimately building.
No, we didn't. I mean, on this particular episode coming up, we have all these Predacons, and there are limitations to what we can do. And even on even though CG has tons of room to move and to create things, we're still limited by a television schedule, television budget, and render times. So I remember Dwayne and I sitting in a lot of design meetings figuring out how we can make all these kind of Predacons without actually having to build 1,000 models. We came up with a lot of clever ideas, but then Polygon just said, we're going to make it.
Well, I mean, originally, though, they had actually said that we had all decided we were going to do matte paintings. Wasn't that kind of the...
That was part of it, yeah. A lot of this stuff was meant to be. But then just as the story went, a lot of these things, they just didn't want to cut corners. And really, they knocked the ball out of the park in creating all these things. And, there's a lot of cheats of how they did it, but I won't give those away. But it's pretty amazing coming up when you just see 1,000 characters on screen. Those, for a television budget and the amount of time we were able to pull this off in, I think it's just spectacular TV to do that.
I think they sent us a couple of pictures. They would email us pictures of their crew working at like 3 in the morning, finishing the last shots of this movie.
Well, I felt so bad. One of the pictures they sent was one of their animators looking sad because they got a take 4 retake that they had to do.
She thought she was done.
She thought she was done. I was like, oh man, I'm so sorry. Oh no, I'm that guy now.
It seemed like everybody there was so personally invested, though.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Everyone's
Which
very
is kind of
passionate.
unusual, isn't it?
It's very unusual,
Yeah.
and that's why we constantly refer to them as a partner rather than
Work
a
for
company
hire.
or work for hire. Because
Yeah.
the show only happened because they came in with a partner mentality, and they wanted it to be as good as it could possibly be too.
I can't even remember being on another show where an offshore team felt like they were so much a part of the whole process.
And that they're
like
willing to go,
Yeah.
like the Predacons,
Yeah.
as example, to go that extra mile to say, you know what, we don't want to cut corners. We want to make this the best thing we can possibly do.
Yeah.
They had as much pride of ownership in it as we did.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that was great, and we felt that from our side too. I mean, we actually saw their faces, and I've never had that experience before.
Yeah.
We never get to see the faces of the people who are actually creating this stuff.
Wow.
It's really awesome.
Sorry.
This is awesome.
There's been a couple of great shots in here, yeah. The camera rushing right at the Predacons.
Yeah.
Did you make up that term, Dave? Predacon?
No, that's Dwayne. Isn't it?
I think that was a Hasbro word.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, this you made up here. Zombie gun! Zombie gun!
No, it was me. I made it all up. I'll take credit for everything.
And I love this turning point. This is just the classic kind of storytelling I love, where bad guys turn into good guys to help defeat a common enemy. I love those moments.
So, Steve, one question I have for you, and you can answer this for all actors everywhere.
Oh god, no pressure.
When you get a script, for an animated series, do you automatically read the whole script? Do you tend to just read your lines, or does it actually differ from series to series depending on how invested you are in it?
If it's a series, I will read it end to end. Of course, I'm going to put more emphasis on my characters, but these scripts, I remember them coming in, and I've had these conversations with everybody else on the cast that we all read them like we would be reading a novel the night before. It was so exciting.
Yeah.
I literally couldn't wait for the next episode, and in so many cases, we'll get them the night before, 10 o'clock at night, and we're starting at 9 the next morning. And it's like, oh, I got to read a script tonight. I never felt that way with this.
Well, I remember sometimes you guys, we'd be like, okay, you're actually done. Your lines are done. You're free to go. And it's like, no, I want to see how this plays out.
And we would stay.
You would stay. And
we became very close with each other on this show, too. I mean,
I love that.
And that came from the top. I mean, you guys really established that from the very beginning, and we felt like a family, and we wanted to hang out, and we did. We'd go and do stuff.
Yeah,
too,
exactly.
so.
We would socialize.
Yeah, I still almost like you, Jeff. Even after all this.
And I don't have to like you. I just have to appreciate you.
Exactly. Right. Just keep performing. Go, monkey, go. Okay, you're all right for this week.
Therese, what was the hardest part of now looking back at 68 episodes for you? And you've done a lot of different kinds of productions, a lot of different studios, a lot of different genres. What was the hardest thing about this one?
Amazingly, I think this one wasn't hard because of all the talent that we were able to pull together. I mean, certainly there's moments, in a week or a day where some sort of kind of crisis comes up, or some sort of deadline is going to
A
get
deadline
missed.
changes.
Yeah.
Dates are moved up on us.
Yes, I'm not sweet when those things happen, but I mean, in general, and it does kind of go across the board that cast, storyboard artists, production team, overseas team, everybody involved in this just took so much pride in working on it and really brought their A game that there wasn't a lot of craziness that I had to deal with and or negativeness that I had to deal with. Everybody pretty much rose to the occasion, and even on our side, just like the cast, it was really bittersweet when you have to start laying off crew and it's coming to the end and you have to say goodbye, or you might work on another show down the line, but it just won't be the same exact chemistry in the same group of people. So it's been great. It's been amazing. And every director, everybody just took so much time and energy and effort to put into the show. So my job actually was easy in that aspect.
It's great watching you through this process too, Therese, because no matter what level of pain you had in your eyes, there was always a smile on your face. You were always
Jeff will beg to differ.
Sometimes, Steve, that's called a sneer.
Yeah, well, it worked. It worked on us.
And that's only because my office is right next door to hers, so I take the initial hit. I get it first, and then by the time she gets to you guys, she's kind of exhausted.
Yeah, well, she knows you can take it. You're a tough guy.
Going to the recordings is like a sanctuary.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I can't even imagine what you guys must have gone through.
No, Therese really is the anchor. She
true.
keeps it calm. She keeps it all
does.
together.
Keeps
And there's so many moving parts.
It really is.
The amazing Therese Treve.
Now, I'm looking at this again, and I'm thinking, Dave, we could put this on a movie screen. We should.
Oh, definitely.
Well, let's.
Excuse me. That was not a comment.
Did you just throw up in your mouth a little bit?
I'm still trying to figure out how to get fans to write their congressman, start a Kickstarter campaign.
Please.
Yes, definitely.
We have all these assets that we've built. They're sitting on a computer.
There's
I
100
think
stories waiting to be told.
everyone here would be happy to do more for you.
Hey, guys, hear that? You want to establish a Kickstarter for a movie? Start right now.
There you go.
I love this here.
This is going out in the world.
And actually, we did a couple screenings for cast and crew on a movie screen, big screen, since we shoot in HD and we mix in 5.1, and it's phenomenal to be in a movie theater to see this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It holds up so well. It's amazing.
Closer to life size.
And
Yeah.
Dave spends a lot of time on the sound design. You can't always tell through your TV speaker necessarily.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Well, especially that low end. Hopefully, you guys watch on Blu-ray. They got it cranked up where that low end's crushing your chest right now. Those hits.
Because everyone enjoys that.
Oh, I do. That's how I know it's good. If you feel that explosion.
heart palpitation.
Yeah.
When my pets start exploding, I'll know I
Yeah.
hit the right volume.
Your turtle comes out of its shell.
And I love this little running bit where Knockout's sort of, they're tagging along in this, and part of the winning side. Although obviously in this movie he proved himself by taking out Starscream. He's like, "See, I told you."
Lucky shot.
Dwayne, did it feel like toward the end of this three-parter you were rushing to get everything in, or do you feel like it worked in three parts?
This to me worked.
This
in
movie
three
length.
parts. Yeah, I mean, we could have expanded any number of things. The Optimus and versus Megatron / Unicron rematch that we just saw obviously could have been longer and epic. But to be honest, we did so many Optimus versus Megatron big epic battles. We did it at the end of the original 5-parter. We did it at the end of season 1. We did it when they both had their Star Sabers in season 2. But each of those times, I said it, were very different from what came before. But in a way, we felt like, that's been done, so there were other important things to cover here.
Yeah. And I remember in animatics, Dwayne, you and I were, we spent a lot of time on the timing. And, I know we just didn't want this thing to kind of end. We wanted to make sure we got the time at the ending for Optimus's speech and kind of you know what I mean, to kind of let things settle and take a breath after all this action and just not end abruptly, and that's the end.
And I think that was actually an ongoing throughout the whole series.
Yeah,
The movie, we tried really hard that we would have epic action, and some of it could go on for quite a while, but then we would try to find a moment to breathe.
Oh, I love
cool
the sound right
Yeah.
here. The sound effect goes.
Do that again. So we don't use any computers. We don't do any sampling. It's just Dave and a
It's just
microphone.
Dave.
Yeah.
When Jeff said Dave spends a lot of time on the sound design. Exactly what he meant.
Yeah.
Now, one of the most fun parts of recording with the cast is picking up the exertions and the
Yeah,
sound
the
effects and
wallows.
things. So, Steve, is that? I mean, you can actually blow your voice. You can blow your voice out pretty easily with that stuff.
Yeah.
Is that fun? Is it? Does it get annoying after a while?
Do it right
For
now.
sh-
Do it.
I love that stuff, actually. And I love the chance when we get to do some ADR come in and finesse things and make it a little bit more realistic. I personally love that. And I started out in anime where that was a requirement. We absolutely had to do that stuff. So for me, it's like coming home. A lot of people really don't enjoy that because it is rough on the throat, rough on the chest.
Do you do something to keep your voice healthy? Is there?
Sleep.
Is everybody?
No, I have Chinese herbal throat drops and drink a lot of water. There's a whole regimen to it. But if you scream, you scream. There's nothing you can do but just wait until it heals. So just build up a lot of scar tissue, kids. That's how you do it. I screamed at my children for years. I always say that.
So is eating glass a quicker way to get to the scar tissue?
That is,
Okay.
yeah. Eating glass, and once you start bleeding, cauterize the wound.
Don't do that at home, children.
No, no.
We're actually not.
No, wait till you're 21.
This little bit here with Starscream is. Go ahead, Dwayne.
I love his transformations in midair too. By the
Yeah.
way, that was
Yeah.
so much fun.
Yeah, I was going to say, I love this because despite what I said earlier about his true arc and the sincerity of him being second to Megatron in his place in the universe, but the moment that Megatron decides he wants no part of this anymore, Starscream's immediate thought is, well, he left, there is a spare throne.
Somebody has to lead.
Yeah. I better claim it before Sea Spray does.
So it's great. So we managed through all these twists and turns, sort of bring Starscream back to status quo. And no fans, status quo is not a bad word. In fact, it's two very good words. And we leave his horrible demise off screen now. We don't know what happened to Starscream. Maybe we'll find out someday.
Right, he's just being prepared for
Look at
his
the water
sequel.
on the idea of reflection.
Yeah.
Just the level of detail is amazing. All the way through.
Yeah, just the lighting, everything.
So here is sort of this terrible, strange beauty moment where, Optimus has to inform them that, they've won. They've saved all future life of Cybertron, but yet, as a result, he must sacrifice himself. And I just love the way the details are sort of left between the lines and they're sort of filling in the blanks. And, it's a victory, but yet it's... there's sacrifice involved, and again playing to that idea of the parallels, of Unicron now being in this planet, the parallel of the center of Cybertron being good, the center of Earth being evil. We have the Autobots basically commandeering the Decepticon warship in this, which is sort of a strange image that they're running around heroically, driving this very evil-looking ship that we've just spent 65 episodes watching. And, here's the sort of twisted part of this epic is that, everything is sort of turned on its head in this way. Megatron gets to walk away, and Optimus has to say his goodbyes.
And is Knockout officially an Autobot now? That's what I want to...
Well...
I knew it.
And this is it's very, I don't know, it's poignant. It's strange. It's unsettling, but it's sort of beautiful and poignant at the same time.
Yeah, I really love this ending.
How many times did you rewrite this speech? How many times did you?
Oh gosh, how many times did you make me read it?
It's not poignant enough.
I'm just uncomfortable with emotion. Is that so wrong?
Oh, wow.
But he's going to grandstand one more time.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Check this out.
Ooh, look what I can do.
I can do Nolly. Yeah, I love the music here too. It's really good. Going back to our theme.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing is now, 4 years later from when we started, I think if we started now, if someone told us to do this show now, it wouldn't happen the same way it did. The pendulum in TV right now has swung a little bit away from boys action into more comedy. Some of the people that we ended up being able to work with probably wouldn't be available anymore. It really is unique to its time and place that this show happened, and it happened the way it did.
Dave, wasn't there something you wanted to
I was
explain
just-
about for this shot, this scene?
Well, really, we couldn't make Optimus any bigger, could we?
And not a dry eye in the house.
Wow.
So this credit roll is a little longer than usual because we typically in episodes do some credits up front, but this one we held everything until the back, so it would
Yeah.
feel more like a movie.
Yeah, give everyone their due.
I will just say that anytime you do a project like this, you end up spending a lot more time with some of the people you work with than you do with your own family. And to these people in the room and to everybody who was involved with the show, I just want to say there is no family other than my wife and daughter that I would have rather spent time with than you guys.
Yeah.
So thank you
Wow.
for
Yep,
this.
you're here.
And speaking
agree.
of family, over the course of the series and this, we've had so many babies born, marriages,
We did.
all those production. Yeah, we've had 2 or 3 people on the show get married. We've had at least 5 or 6 kids
crazy.
born in the last couple of years. Different people, of course. But
It would be weird if it was all the same person.
excuse me, yeah. Well, in certain cases, you don't know. But
Darren and I are a couple now.
I got a new cat.
Talk about poignant. Wow.
What do you mean? He's awesome.
It is so hard for me not to bust you right now.
I was going to say, the sad thing is people have no idea how much that means to us.
Dwayne and his cats.
Too funny.
It's not the manliest pet, Dwayne. I'm just saying.
To save it to
There's
the
our
tiger,
production team. Worked so hard on this, keeping us all in line.
On behalf of the cast, you guys, thank you for letting us take this ride with you. This was an unprecedented journey. It was amazing. It was just amazing.
And again, we would all be happy to take that ride again.
I
Should
would
it,
too.
Yeah, definitely.
Should
I'll
the
be waiting by the
opportunity
phone.
arise.
How do you think I'm sucking up?
Go buy a
Counting
lot
his
of
dollars.
toys. Go buy a lot of toys.
Yes, please.
Thank you to Shout Factory for once again caring enough to actually have us come in and do this voiceover track, this commentary track.
Yeah.
They've done yeoman's work for us on all the other DVD releases, and it's been a pleasure working with them. As always, thank you to Hasbro. Thank you to Hasbro Studios, The Hub, our sister studio Polygon Pictures in Tokyo. None of it would have happened without everybody who was involved, and no job was small on this one.
And thank you to the fans for the support you guys have given this show,
Definitely.
too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every time there's a new incarnation of Transformers, it's a little rough for the fans to wrap their heads around it, I think, and you guys have embraced it in such a big way.
And we were actually warned. We were warned early on that there was going to
Yeah.
be a lot of blowback,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we were sort of prepared for it. And obviously, it came in fits and spurts, but in general, and especially at the cons and things,
It's magnificent.
yeah, the love was amazing.
I just went to BotCon. I'm going to Auto Assembly in Europe next week, and the fan base is just unbelievable.
Did Steve just invite us to go with him?
Yes, would you
Yeah, I
please?
think so.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks. This was great.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Always the last word.
Where's Dwayne? Say goodbye, Dwayne.
I'm rolling out.